What's good, people? Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen up. We have arrived at the end of another week. So that means one thing and one thing only. The markets are opening up in a couple of hours' time, and we are going to do what we always do around here, and that is I'm going to prepare you guys to get to the bag this week coming up. So you guys are going to want to stay locked into this one because next week in the markets, guys, is going to give all types of actions. That means huge opportunities for you and I. And a lot of that's going to be driven by everything that's taking place right now with the White House and the chip space. But more about that in a minute, because listen up, I want to let you guys know that myself and the team just wrapped up another amazing week this week in the options market. So what I want to do is go ahead and pass the spotlight over to the team. Check out, we got none other than Daniel in the building that went ahead and ran it up $700 this week on our play. Check it out, we got Connor the legend who went ahead and pulled in 83.89% on our play this week. And we got one of our new members in the house, went ahead and ran it up on its very first play, clocking in 113%. Listen up, people. When we pull up to the options market, the scenes look like this. And we are getting prepared to go this week coming up once again. I want to make sure that you guys do not miss out on the action. So make sure you join the team. The link for that is down below. And I look forward to celebrating you guys next time I run a video, okay? But I know I've introduced a lot of you guys to the options market, which is a phenomenal profit generating, return generating machine. And a lot of you guys have yet to open up your very first play. So I want to go ahead and quickly help you guys because it's very simple to get into an option play. It literally takes 5 seconds. Check it out. First thing you do is you go ahead and go to the stock of interest that you want to run options on. One click of a button is going to get you into the option chain. This is where the magic happens, okay? Once you go ahead and select the contract that you are interested in trading, you're going to be fast forward to what we call the order screen. Yeah, punch in the number of contracts you want to get into, hit that order, and you're good to go. So super simple. You do that, very soon you'll be joining my man IK, running up on the plays 113% just like that. But now you guys know how to enter into the option trades. I want to go ahead and show you guys where the action's at this week coming up in the markets, because as I said at the beginning of the video, guys, there's a lot of activity taking place with the White House and the chip space, and that presents a real big opportunity for us to capitalize on. But check it out, a lot of people know about names like Nvidia, okay? But I want to let you guys know, even though the chip space is going to continue to move higher in the markets, Nvidia is not where the action's at. This thing's at 179. It's been at 179 for a long time now, and it will continue to do so over this week coming up and the week after for the run up into their earnings. So this is operating in what we call a low volatile environment. So this is a name to be skipped and missed. Even though we know where the action's at in terms of the sector, you still want to know where to position yourself within that, and where you position yourself is none other than AMD. Check out, it's currently $177. Next week in the markets, they are getting prepared to push this higher towards the 190s. Okay, so a lot of opportunity to run the play on AMD next week in the markets. But I want to let you guys know, they might throw a few curveballs out there like they love to do. So that is, they might go ahead and send the markets down on Monday, send it down on Tuesday, just to finish up strong on Friday. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys know when to enter into the play. The best way I can do that is you guys being in the team, so I can guide you and lead you just like I do with all the members in there, because this is a name that we are most certainly going to be looking to get to the bag to next week in the markets, no doubt about that. That being said, let me go ahead and show you guys the AMD option chain. Let me familiarize you with how it's looking at the moment, because if we're looking to take advantage of this next week in the markets, we're going to be focused on that 180 strike. And you guys can see these are going for around $300, 305 to be exact. Okay, so that's the contract that we'll be looking to run it up next week in the markets. As I said, we could be in this on Monday, we could be in this on Wednesday. It all depends on how markets are up and how things shape and how we get out the gate to start the week next week. All right, that's very, very important. Okay, so this is a name where you want to be positioned if you want to make some money in the markets next week. Another one is none other than Micron. Okay, this is one I've spoken to you guys about at length on this channel. I know you guys own the stock. I know you've run it up from the low 100s and we're sitting at 120. But listen, over here, what we do is we own the stock, yeah, but we also run the options as well. This is how we maximize the amount we make from the markets. That being said, they are getting prepared to push this higher. Where to? Just check out that 3-month action. You guys can see the 3-month high on this thing was 127. Guess what, people? Micron's about to make another pass at that 3-month high. You guys can see, look what they did on the last session of this week. They dropped it down 3.54%. And this is what we call the shake off before the takeoff. Okay, so that's what's getting prepared to happen this week coming up in the markets. And with that intel, let's take it to the option chain on Micron, because if we're looking to take advantage of a stock going higher, we're looking at call options. Now you guys can see the 121s, that's the option that we would be looking at if we're going to run this next week. These are going for about $276. Okay, so we got our eyes on this one next week in the markets. But you know what? Scrap that. We don't even need to take advantage of these two plays. Check out, we got none other than what we call SOXL. Okay, this is one of our channel secrets over here. A lot of people out there in the markets, they aren't aware of SOXL or what it is or the potential behind the name. This is a name we've run options on several times this year, and it's a name that we could be getting prepared to run it again. SOXL takes advantage of the whole space, and we know exactly what's taking place next week in the markets. Okay, now some of you guys who already have brokerages, listen, your brokerages may actually restrict you from trading this. Your brokerage doesn't want to let you make the money on this name, but the brokerage I use, you can trade all of this, right? So I'm gonna help you guys. There's a link down below. You can get active on the brokerage I use that doesn't restrict you from getting into some of these amazing names to trade options on. And one of those names is none other than SOXL. Check out the performance on the last session. You guys can see they dropped it down 7.14%. Guys, you know exactly why they did that? They did that to get everybody that was in call options on Friday out of the play. They did that deliberately because next week in the markets, they send it up higher, okay? But I've been in the game for 10 years, so I've seen everything the market throws out. And this is one of their tricks they love to play. So this is a name we could be getting prepared to get into while everybody has left the building to take this up higher. Where to? Guys, into the 31 territory on the name. This is a name we love to run options on, and we could get prepared to run it again. And another reason why we love to run options on this is because it's beginner friendly. Super cheap options because it's a low dollar price on the stock, $27. The options on this will be going for around $100. Okay, so another name that we have got in the pipeline for next week, we might just scrap those individual names and take advantage of the move in the whole space. Okay, so that's why next week in the market is an exciting week, because we've got tons of opportunities, tons of places we can go ahead and make some money. Take a look at this. I want to show you guys one of our channel favorites that need no introduction, none other than Mara, currently 1567. But guys, take a look at the action on the month with me and look what they've done with this. They've suppressed this name at that 1550 level, under $16 for several weeks now. Okay, this hasn't moved anywhere. I want to let you guys know this is an amazing opportunity. When you see this, right, where they suppress the share price, this is an amazing opportunity to get prepared to run the options on. Why? Because what you see after that is a delivery of an explosion in the share price because of all of that built up momentum while it's been trading sideways, guys. So we got our eyes on the prize here, and you guys know over here we run the option play on Mara every single month. Myself and the team, we did the business on this name, ran it up 100% last month, and best believe we're getting prepared to do the very same thing this month in August. But check it out. My expectation is next week in the markets, they suppress the name once again, and then they start delivering that explosive price move the week after. You see over here, guys, we got next week covered. We got the week after covered, all right? So exciting times. This might be a name that we will be reverting back to at the end of next week once we start seeing some movement in the stock, and they're likely to send this above $16 and then continue to push it higher, right? So we might go ahead and capitalize on that move right there. But more about this one in due course, because we most certainly want to be taking advantage of this name. This has been one of our channel favorites, a name that myself and the team have done amazing on, and we're going to continue to run the play month after month after month right through into the close of the year. Okay, I want to be running this next year as well, but a name that has delivered for us in sensational fashion. So listen, people, you guys let me know what you thought about that. You guys let me know if you're looking to get active in the markets, whether it's on these names or you got some other names you are taking advantage of, or you got your eyes on next week. I want to hear all about it down below. But people, that's been the video for today, and I'll see all of you guys on the next one.